Hello there, and I do hope you're all well. Now I know I'm doing something a little bit different, but I'll explain that later. I just want to talk about this very interesting article written by the editor of the Byline Times, Hardeep Matara, and if I butchered your name, I do apologise. But I'll leave a link in the description box below, because it's a fascinating read. And in today's world, where he writes about information is power, the relationship between press and politics uphold immense influence over society. It is a relationship that should be built on integrity, accountability, and professionalism. Sorry, I couldn't resist. But also a commitment to the truth. However, in Britain, this sacred bond has been tarnished, hasn't it? As the established media and politicians collude for their own mutual benefit, sacrificing the public interest in the process. Now, as in the article, he talks about the Watergate scandal as immortalised in this film, All the President's Men. It was a watershed moment in American history where journalists Bob Woodman and Carl Bernstein relentlessly pursued the truth, unravelled a web of corruption, and held President Nixon accountable. Get the teeth in. Now, Deep Throat, Woodward's source, warned him that the Watergate break-in was mainly the tip of the iceberg. He also revealed a litany of illegal activities orchestrated by the White House, like bugging, spying, fabricating evidence. The entire machinery of power was complicit, and it was a stark reminder that political power unchecked could lead to an erosion of democracy. Now, let's have a look at this idiot here. Let us shift our focus to Britain. Here the dark arts of politics have been outsourced to sections of the established press, acting hand and glove with those in power. A common defence for their indefensible actions is the claim that they are not breaking the law. But how did we reach a point where legality became the benchmark for accountability in our politicians and the press? Now, Prince Harry, Marmite for the right. Oh, they detest him, especially in the press. A prominent figure with the British elite has admirably sought to expose this ethical void in his various civil claims against powerful tabloids. He asserts that a failing press leads to a failing democracy. The crisis in our press and politics are intertwined, and it takes courage to confront this reality. And I have admiration for him, but as I say, when we're back to the film All the President's Men, now let's imagine a surreal conversation where Woodward and Bernstein exchanged pleasantries with Nixon's men, hoping to secure their own interests rather than upholding the truth. Such an unholy alliance has been the basis of press malfeasance in Britain, long after the scandal of phone hacking and police bribery. Consider the gong awarded to a former BBC journalist turned GBB's news host. Good to Harry. And if I butchered your name, I don't feel sorry. But anyway, for his services rendered to Boris Johnson, or primetime slots given to Johnson's loyalists on Talk TV and GBB's. This revolving door of politics and media perpetuates a culture that prioritises personal interests and celebrity over the pressing issues that affect people's lives. Amid rising mortgage rates, struggling families, and the profound challenges facing our nation, the media focus often remains fixated on trivial matters. The consequences of Brexit, our place in the world, decaying public services, and widening inequality are sidelined. The pressing concerns of the public are overshadowed by sensational headlines and diversionary tactics like wokerati and cancel culture or culture wars or stop the boats. Now, sceptics argue that declining newspaper circulations diminish the power of the press, yet it is not the influence over the public that remains paramount, but the power to shape the agenda of those in power. Informal meetings between politicians and media moguls often go unrecorded, blurring the lines between governance and media influence. And I still remember the very British coup where Fred Thompson explains this over a darts match with Harry Perkins beautifully. But the consequences of enabling someone like Boris Johnson to become Prime Minister are painfully evident. The devastating toll over the pandemic, with over 227,000 lost lives, reflects the failures of a system that, prioritised the privileged few over the public interest. Now, for me, personally, it's time for a change. We must acknowledge the corrosive nexus between the press and politics, the erosion of accountability and the distortion of our democracy. I also believe that we need to strive for a transparent, responsible and independent media political landscape that serves the public interest above all else. Beyond the disinformation and distractions, we must unmask the truth. Because, let's be honest, the fate of our democracy, it hangs in the balance, doesn't it? Or is it already too late? What do you guys think? Let me know down below, and if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. And I'll also explain why I did something different today. Well, two reasons really. Well, after Monday's carnage in Parliament, the debate over our Spafford Johnson, not a right lot of much happened after that, and I even tried watching our Steve Barclay in a select committee meeting, and after about half an hour, I will say I lost the will to live. My God, don't he suck the life out of a room, doesn't he? Oh, blimey, it certainly does. Also, number two, most important, recess won't be too far around the corner, and I will be struggling for content with everyone on their hollybobs, I suppose. So I thought, try my dab hand at other things, to make content and make it much more interesting, and more importantly, try not to shoebox myself into stuff that's in the House of Commons, so to speak. So again, I just want to say, what do you think? If you have any other suggestions, let me know down below. And also, have a fantastic weekend and enjoy either Max's or All Shorts or anybody else's fantastic live streams you plan on watching as well. And I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.